Now, there's one nation that is on a mission to change the course of sports. It began with the beautiful game of football when Cristiano Ronaldo signed for Saudi club Al Nassr. Since then, some of the major football names like Karim Benzema, Sadio Mane and N'Golo Kante have followed Ronaldo's footsteps. How did this happen? Simply put, Saudi Arabia has the money to rope in big talent. But that's not the sport we are covering today. Instead, we're going to talk about the newest sport on the block, electronic sports, or esports as we call it. We've spoken a bit about how esports were recently seen at the Hangzhou Asian Games for the very first time and what a splash it made. It was the first time that it was in a medal contention. There was a tournament and there was a discipline that was introduced for it. Now, if China can do it, why not Saudi Arabia? Just yesterday, Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman gave a massive boost to esports. Saudi Arabia has announced that it will host the inaugural Esports World Cup next year in Riyadh. And the Saudi royalty is all game for it. Here's why. The Saudi Crown Prince is known to be a big video gamer himself. He has repeatedly expressed his love for Call of Duty. Last year, he announced $38 billion, yes, $38 billion for Saudi-based esports firm Savvy Games Group. Prince Salman says the goal is to create up to 40,000 esports jobs in the Saudi kingdom. Clearly, he wants to make this nation the hub of esports and the hub for people visiting and making this more popular. And his ministers are fully backing him.
I mean, honestly, we're super excited to be hosting the Esports World Cup. Just look at the Gamers 8 when we hosted that. It was during a shorter period of time, and we've seen more than 2.6 million people attend. So can you imagine that number multiplying we're moving from an event which was Gamers 8, which was a few weeks, to a 2-month event for the World Cup. So we're super excited to see those people come into Saudi, visit Saudi. And the beautiful thing about esports is that it's the future of live entertainment, but it's also a borderless sector, which is something that we thrive for in the tourism industry, because we get really to have people connect and build bridges from one side of the world to the other. So this is a great moment for us here in Saudi.
Very ambitious indeed. Saudi Arabia were already hosting a major esports event called Gamers 8. They just want to make it bigger and grander by turning it into a World Cup. The gaming festival will be held in the summer months, when temperatures outside are not too hot to bear. It's also the time when Saudi Arabia sees a dip in tourism. The easiest way to overcome that is by hosting an Esports World Cup, which has millions of followers and can be played indoors. It's a win-win. Arabia want to host an Esports World Cup. It's because of how big the numbers are that are associated with computer games. Saudi Arabia has announced that the prize pool in the World Cup will be worth $45 million. The games that will be played are, of course, yet to be announced. But we can be sure that some of these games will definitely be played. The biggest games in esports are League of Legends, Fortnite, PUBG, Counter-Strike, Global Offensive, and Dota 2. They all have their own versions of World Championships, which are held every year. The prize pool is worth millions of dollars, and the viewership too is in the millions. Dota 2 continues to dominate the other esports with the biggest prize pool, even if their viewership is evenly matched. And these games are getting more and more popular by the day. In fact, the top players in all of these games are already millionaires, believe it or not. In League of Legends, there's South Korean player Lee Sang-hyuk, who goes by stage name Faker, earns over $1 million a year. In Fortnite, American Kyle Giersdorf, aka Booga, makes a whopping $3 million a year. South Korean Park Jung dominates the mobile-based game PUBG. Denmark's Peter Rasmussen makes over $2 million every year playing Counter-Strike. And the grandest of all is John Sunstein, another gamer from Denmark who made over $7 million playing Dota 2. Clearly, there's a lot of money involved in esports. We've established that. Gone are the days when athletes had to tough it out in all kinds of weather conditions, overcome injuries, and put their bodies on the line through extreme discomfort to win a tournament and keep that process going. Now it's all about hand-eye coordination and adapting to technology. Saudi Arabia sees the money in it. They are going all in with esports. And we too believe that there's a lot that these games can offer to the future of sports itself. It's the dream of every cricketer. The ultimate glory. Few manage to keep their date with destiny. But for many, it's been heartbreaks and a cross to bear. The Holy Grail is here in India. I'm Rupha Ramani, and Firstpost brings you the ringside view. We bring you the Cup of Dreams. Cricket World Cup coverage like never before.